Little did I realize that here on a Tuesday, as we sort of move on to other things, we really can't quite get past something, can we? We just, I shouldn't say we, I think we're past it and really never to it. But both of the lead columnists today because, I always start my day with the Tribune and the Sun-Times. That's just part of my DNA. David Haw and Rick Morrissey, and a little bit, not much but the same thing, how much Urlacher troubles them. How much this whole concept troubles them. And what is this?
I don't understand it. I heard calls all day today. I heard one particularly impassioned caller to Mac and Spiegs saying that Brian Urlacher has insulted him and owes an apology. What world do you live in?
Give him an apology.
What world? Why are Bears fans really this childishly needy? What do you have to have people tell you? This is like the Matrix, where we've got some sort of imposed alternate reality that you need kept up. You need this facade maintained to somehow protect your innocent sensibilities here. I don't get it. You're not a child. You don't need Brian Urlacher to like you or care about you.
Right. You would think that with all that's happened in sports and everything that we've seen over the years, and everything by now many people should have learned a long time ago. When you talk about this generation of athletes, or I even believe you can go generations back and find much the same thing. You've got some of the greatest players in the history of their sports who didn't give a damn about the fans or the writers. Didn't care. And I'm not just talking football. Didn't care. Did not care a whit.
Why do you want them to lie to you? They're not your friend. You're not a child. There is a scoreboard that determines how well they've done. And if they represent your city, it's not politics. And this is not mom and pop retail shop where somebody can walk across the street and go root for another hometown NFL team. They don't need to play political games. They don't need to fawn all over you. And if you don't want to buy the products they're endorsing,
then don't
buy them.
Yeah, don't.
But they understand that they're doing a job and they will be liked well enough if they succeed at their job. What bothers me, too, is this, I support a fan who says, I paid my hard-earned money and I can boo when you're bad. Of course you can.
Yes.
But you can't say that if you suck, I have the right to boo you and you have to deal with it, and then sort of feel bad when the player doesn't like you. So it works both ways. There's no some unconditional love and support from the player to you when your reaction is entirely performance-based.
Yeah.
Your reaction is, if you suck, I'm going to say you suck and not like you, and if you're good, I'm going to like you. Players are cool with that. Most players get that, and Urlacher probably erred in saying that we're the only team that gets booed at home. No, you're not. Other teams get booed at home.
No, that's a mistake. Yeah, that's not true.
It's not true.
Just not true.
But it's a fan. You can't be Mr. Tough Guy fan and hold them to that standard and say, oh, he said he doesn't care about me. How old are you? What? And to
I'm going to go not past the age of 8.
But to write some of this stuff, I think that to pick up both papers today and see this, it's populist pandering. It's easy populist pandering. Waving the flag of the fans. Oh, look at me. I'm taking up your cause against awful Brian Urlacher. He's wrong. He's wronged you, and I'm going to represent you. This isn't politics.
And you also have to remember that the guy, whether he likes you or the writers or what, it really doesn't matter, because he's one of the guys, and anybody who plays the sport really, let's just stick to this sport because that's what everybody seems to be, or not everybody, but many are up in arms about. This is a guy that's played this thing for a long time. He'll be in Canton someday. There'll be the ceremony, and somebody will introduce him. I don't know who will introduce him, but somebody will. And he'll be in the Hall of Fame. He's given this team everything he's had for as long as he's been here. Every ounce of what he has, he's given you. He doesn't owe you anything more than that. Just as his employer, he's given everything he can give you. Does that mean that there has to be love between? No, he does. He actually spoke the truth, because I know he feels that way, and many of them do. Most of them do. I ever ran across feel exactly that way. But you have a right for those who you don't think are trying or other circumstances. But in this case, this is like an 8 to 10-year-old screaming that, oh, he doesn't like me. He doesn't care about me. I mean,
He doesn't
he's
have
given
to,
you
and you shouldn't
everything. The guy's body is just shot at what? It's going to be 35 in May. He's shot. He's given you everything.
He's come back from
what,
spinal fusion and broken wrists
everything
and everything else, and he's worn himself to the bone
and then,
chasing people down, trying to win football
now
games.
You're up in arms because he said he doesn't care. Well, I mean,
all you should care about is
his actions.
Right, he's playing as hard as he possibly can. The guy's put his body, his heart, and all of it on that field with that logo on the side of his head.
Yes, he has.
So the last thing he should have to do is pander to needy children.
And he didn't. And I credit him for that. And I know I heard Lawrence today with the Mac and Speaks, and he said, he doubts very much if there's an apology coming.
He has nothing for which to apologize.
Don't need it. I mean, it's not like some guy that you know is dogging it, or is, you see a guy once in a while coming to town. He's not playing football.
No, I get that.
Playing football,
a guy with a big contract who's not trying.
Yeah, but this is like, oh my God. He's given you a piece of his soul to play this game for as long as he's played it. He is certainly entitled to say what he wants to say. And your reaction to it is just childish, ridiculous. I mean, what do you want this guy? He doesn't have to like you. He doesn't have to like you. He's given you as a fan. The guy who spends your money, the woman who spends your money, bring your kids, whatever you got. He's given you everything he's got. Everything he has for a long time now. For a long damn time. And look at what shape he's in. Look where he's at now. I mean, he's giving you everything he's had.
They destroy their bodies to give you 3 hours of entertainment every week.
I have no complaints with him.
That's all. That's all.
He likes me.
That's
I know
all
he
it
doesn't
is.
Like me. That's right.
He doesn't have to say he likes you.
No.
And you don't have to. I don't know why you want the lying. Why do you want players? We have to go through this.
Well, you
this
have no
dance.
idea how much that used to bother me.
We have to go through this theater of players pretending, paying fealty. Oh, we love the fan. No, you don't.
The light would go on, and you would be on camera, and they'd be talking to them.
Sure.
And the minute that light went off, and Jim Rose wandered back to the stupid club or wherever he goes, you know what that player would say? Just what Urlacher said.
Mm-hmm.
Give a rat's ass about any of it. Doesn't care. Really not important to it in the least.
Do you really think that when you turn on that TV, when you snuggle into your football seat and you get your pot roast out of the crock pot or whatever, and you get ready for football, that all of those guys in that huddle doing that dance, getting ready to take the field, are thinking about you? No. They're thinking about doing their jobs and not getting killed.
Right. I mean,
they're not thinking about you. They're not playing for you.
Yeah, if I'm paying for something and I'm looking at it, I don't really care if he likes me, what he thinks of me. As a fan, I would look at it and say, is he doing what I want him to do? Is he giving me everything I'm? Yes, he is.
Right.
He 100% is. And that goes for entertainers or anybody else. He's given you everything he's got. Does he have to give you love? Does he have to say, I love you guys? No, he doesn't. His actions are speaking for him. How he's hung in there. He's a Hall of Fame player. And all of a sudden, at this stage of his career, certainly perhaps, I think if you're not in the twilight, you can certainly see it from where he's standing. All of a sudden, you're concerned about this sort of nonsense about him. Or any of these guys.
It's too easy. It's too easy to pander in populist political fashion. It's simply pandering, and it doesn't get anybody anywhere.
Irks me.
Making everybody stupid and reinforcing childish behavior. Boers and Bernstein on the score.
Our crowd was pretty good today for the most part. They were loud for a minute there. The boos were really loud, which is always nice. The only team in our division who gets booed at home is us. It's unbelievable to me. Could care less. Believe it, don't believe it, we don't care. We're going to go out there and play as hard as we can. The guys that are healthy will play, and we'll do the best we can.
And you feel good about Arizona and Detroit still?
Yeah, we felt good about the game today too. We just didn't play well enough to win.
At 147 Chicago Sports Radio 670 Score. Boers and Bernstein just catching you up on what we think about really. Urlacher said, and I realized this caused this odd reaction, and then 2 days later we're still reading about it, and everybody's pandering to the feelings of the unbelievably needy Bears fan, and I don't get it. And again, what you want, here's what you want. Whether it's a baseball player, basketball player, football player, whatever, soccer player, whatever it is, all you really should want. You don't need his love, trust me, or her love. Well, of course you get her love, all right. But you don't need their love because they're not going to give it to you. Chances are most of them, just by the way things are today, probably don't care. And this goes back a number of years. They really don't care. They're not interested in that part of it. Really not interested in the media, not interested in the fans very much. All you really want is that they're damn well interested in their job, that they're really invested in that job. And that's what you want, somebody who's a complete professional about his job. And we have several of those guys playing in this city, a complete professional about his job. Are they media darlings? Not really. Do they all like the media? Probably not. Do they all have some odd feelings for the fans that you need? Probably not. But all you want, learned this a long time ago, all you want is to say to yourself, you know what, that guy's really trying. That guy's giving it everything he's got. Doesn't make any difference what the sport is. That's what you should be entitled to. If he's not, or if the team sucks, absolutely boo. Do whatever you want to do. But don't appear as if somebody's comments upset you, like you're a...
What did you think was going on? What do you think is happening? What world do you live in?
Yeah, this thing is in turmoil. It's in, and again, this is coming from a guy who gave up his body. Guy Rich giving up his body. A lot of it, you certainly did. But he gave you everything you wanted for since he's been a Bear. Gave you everything you wanted. Other guys who've been in this city, maybe not so much. But this guy, I really wasn't hurt by that. He doesn't like the media. I know he doesn't like the media. I understand that. Even though he does he does his spots, he does his little commercials, he's got a good deal there. But I don't need his love.
This is from Edwin, who says, I've been waiting all day for you guys to come on to call these juvenile columns and phone calls what they are. Pandering, silly, nonsensical drivel. The columns seem like reporters whining, and the guys are protecting the fans. It's transparent. It makes Chicago look like Jacksonville or St. Louis.
It does.
Yeah, your love for this team has nothing to do with players loving you.
Nothing.
Your father didn't root for Dick Butkus because he thought...
Because he was over for dinner.
Right, because he thought Dick Butkus liked him.
No.
It's the football team in town. It's the gladiators that represent you and your city, onto whom you project and transfer so much of your deep-seated feelings, and you watch them beat up other people to somehow validate you. That's the way this works. That's what the investment is. It has nothing to do with anybody in that uniform liking you. And if you don't want to, I buy his product. Well, you don't have to. Doesn't make you buy anything with his name on it. You're not a child.
You don't have to do anything. You don't have to. You don't want to go to the games. You don't want to spend. Don't.
Hyde Park and Lance on the score.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Okay.